Hey YouTube, what's going on? Today I'm going to be showing you guys my updated Dark World deck profile for the March 1st ban list. Originally, when I thought I'd be putting this deck together for the new ban list, I thought I'd be adding in another Mind Crush, maining triple Mind Crush, running like Eradicator, kind of like that build from Miami. Um, but um, I just tried it out. It just didn't work. It was really inconsistent. Especially maining Eradicators because you need to get those 25 beaters out, and it's really hard to do. Um, I mean, it's just not consistent. That's all I gotta say about that. Um, so what I did was I actually tried to speed up the deck, running a lot of bigger cards, and tried to adapt it to the format a little bit. A little bit better matchups against like Mermails. That's a lot of what I think the deck moves around, fighting back against Mermails and a couple of the other top tier decks. Um, the only problem that this deck still has is with Sam's, and obviously Sam's got a lot better with Shin, Smoke Signal going to 3. So, yeah. Alright, so I'll show you guys the deck now. Alright, so I'm running 3 Grapha, because it's Grapha. Why wouldn't you run 3 Grapha? Okay? 3 Snow. Consistency search card of the deck, run 3 Snow. 3 Brow. More draw power. You need him for gates to work. You need to keep getting those fiends in your grave. And then I'm running 2 Silva instead of Brow, just because the deck is it's a little bit uh, better fighting against Mermails with the bigger beat sticks, and I like the rank 5 exceeds a little bit more than the rank 4s. Just the capability to go into with this deck. And then instead of just running triple Silva, I'm also running 1 gold. It's typically what people do when they run the 5s. Instead of running like triple beige, they would run a gold and 2 silver. Yep. And then non-Dark World monsters got 2 Trance Archfiend. Really good card. I would like to run 3 if drag down weren't a problem. The reason that you can only run like 3 or 4 non-Dark World monsters is because of drag down. Because drag down is such a good card, you don't want to not play it. But running like Tour Guide and Trance Archfiend forces you to only run those couple monsters, because if you run more, they get stuck in your hand. You can't play drag down without minusing. And then next monster got 2 Tour Guide. Obviously, Snagan getting hit did not hurt this deck at all. You can still go into Brow. Tour Guide's still a great card. And then I'm trying out 1 Morphing Jar for right now. It's been really nice because, especially in Mermails, like you can just set it and they're just gonna think they can just leave it there, and then they attack into it, and it's during their battle phase, so then they can't really do anything else. Especially when you drop like double Grapha Silver or something, you can pop the big monsters and then leave Silva sitting there to go Grapha next turn, and you get 5 new cards. So it's awesome. It's kind of like running a second card destruction. Really like that card. And then onto the spells, we've got your card destruction, Monster Reborn, Lure of Darkness, Heavy Storm. Newly added to the staples list, I think, is 1 Day of Peace. What you do is you do your Dark World shenanigans. Then main phase 2, you go 1 Day of Peace. They can't hurt you next turn. Kind of like running a Threatening Roar that you don't have to set. Also helps with draw power. And another reason I'm running this card, which a lot of people hate on me for running this card, like just for like the day that I've been running it, they've all given me flack. Like, why would you do that? You're just giving your opponent an extra card. It's true, I am. But a lot of the time they'll set their entire hand so that I can't drag down them. And when I play 1 Day, that gives them another card, and now I can plus off of drag down. So that's why I run that. And we've got 1 Dark Hole. I know the Miami version did not run Dark Hole, just because it thinks it does enough popping with Grapha, and it gets rid of their cards in their hand before they can play them. But I think this build definitely needs to run Dark Hole. Just another card you could top deck against the Mermail matchup. Next, 1 Foolish Burial. Good to get Graph Engrave. I mean, I think every Dark World deck runs that card now. And then we've got 3 Upstart Goblin. And I'm only running 2 Drag Down to the Grave, because as I said earlier, I'm running 5 monsters that get hit by this card. And with Trance Archfiend and Morphing Jar giving me the extra discard power, I don't really need a 3rd Drag Down to do discard. And I'm not meaning Mind Crutches, which you'll see later. I do side the 3rd one in, though. Don't think I'm noob for just running this. I've been running this deck for since the Structure deck came out. Like, I picked up 3 of the Structure deck and the Drag Downs, and I've been running it ever since. So don't think I'm a noob with this deck. Yeah, so out of the Dark World cards, I'm running one Gateway. It's pretty much a Call of the Haunted that doesn't die, that doesn't hinder your monsters when it dies. It's chainable, activate in the battle phase, activate in the end phase. Awesome card. If you guys don't know what it does, it's pretty much a reborn, but it's a quick play, so awesome. End phase, your opponent ends their turn, you got this thing set, flip it up, bring back Snow. Next turn, return Snow to your hand, grab Grapha. And if you're in the battle phase and they're attacking with something with like 28 or something, go like Gateway, bring back Grapha at 3,000 with Gates. So, yeah, really good defense too. Then next Dark World card I'm running 3 Dealings. Searchable discard card, good for draw power. Also, love this card. Not great in the mirror match, but in the mirror match, I guess I would side out one for a drag down, just a little bit. I guess I don't know. I might not. Like the mirror match is pretty tricky for me. I think I'd side in Eradicators and Smog for sure. Some other stuff like that. Okay, and then the last spell we've got 3 Gates, obviously. Super awesome card, pluses if you play it twice. So like if you have it there and it sits there for 1 turn, the next time you play it, it'll be a plus. Yeah, so awesome card. And then traps, I'm running 1 Torrential just because I had the space to do it. I was debating between 1 Torrential or 1 Deck Dev, but with Mermails and Sams being the only deck in the only top tier decks that Deck Dev would hit, I chose Torrential over that, and a lot of the times can stop the Mermails from exploding too much there. Okay, and then the last trap I'm running is 3 Reckless. The Miami version did not run 3 Reckless because he didn't like getting stuck with not drawing, but I feel that like this build is consistent enough that any 2 cards you draw are going to complete your play and allow you to keep going off and do somewhat of a loop kind of thing. So I think that this is absolutely necessary in the deck. I do side out of them when I go into the Mind Crushers and stuff, though. So I'm going to show you guys the side deck next and then the extra deck, because I don't think the extra deck's as important as the side deck. So the side deck, I do kind of go into like a mini lineup of what the guy from Miami was doing. I go into double Eradicator and Deck Dev when it's needed. So these are the first 3 cards of the side deck. And triple Mind Crush. So instead of like the second Deck Dev like he was, because it was last format, I threw in a 3rd Mind Crush instead of the Deck Dev. So I think that's a nice tech there. Then we got 2 Skill Drains. Obviously, I'll side out like Morphing Jars and Tour Guides when I bring in the Skill Drains. I still think Transarch Fiend is good to have in the deck when you side in Skill Drain, because you can still set it and get back your banished monsters. Then we run 1 Smog for the mirror match, Inzectors, things like that. I don't think I would side it against Chaos Dragons, just because they have enough stuff that can go to the grave. Then we've got 3 MST, don't main any. You have to side it though for Macrocosmos, Defissures, Shadow Imprisoning, Soul Drains, Shenanigans, things people do like that. And then we've got the 1 Drag Down. Drag Down is a great card, and I would love to run this card at 3 if I could like summon twice per turn or something to get the Tour Guides and the Transarch Fiends out of my hand. Same with Morphing Jar. Get stuck sometimes, and then this card's just dead until I summon next turn. But yeah, and also it's a much better card when you're going first. So if you lose game 1 to them somehow, which you shouldn't because you're playing Dark World, but if you do, then side this in game 2 because you're going first, and take out like the Morphing Jar or something. And then my last side card is kind of an interesting one. A lot of people were wondering why I sided this, but it was very effective. I forgot to mention at my locals I got 2nd this weekend. My only loss being to Sam's. They dropped Beast Barky on first turn. Yeah, basically they just won the dice roll, so they win. Yeah, but this is my side for Mermails. 2 Wabaku. They go off and they're going to beat me, but if I can stop that 1 turn where they go off, I can usually fight back to win the next turn because I have enough hand advantage to do so. So I usually just set that, and it's chainable. It's like Threatening Roar, except your monsters don't die. So I don't know why people are running Threatening Roar over this. Maybe just because there's a secret version of Threatening Roar. But I love Wabaku. Great card. That's the side deck. Then the extra deck, I'm just going to buzz through this here because I got to get my video in. 1 Leviair, 1 Zenmaines, 1 Tempo, 1 Chronomaly, 1 Leviathan Dragon, 1 Acid Golem, 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Maestroke, 1 Roach, 1 Photon Papal Operative, 1 Utopia, 1 Shockmaster, one Tiras, one Ninja, and one Hieratic King Sun God or whatever. But yeah, so that's the deck. It's been testing very well, much better than the Miami version, I think. I know obviously that version top, but I haven't taken this one to a YCS or regional or anything like that yet to prove that I think it's better. But I definitely will be in the future taking this to the next regional. Probably the Cleveland regional will probably be the next one. And yeah, so peace. Keep an eye out for more videos coming out from us, Team Snagan.